Hello everyone, how you guys doing today? I'm going to do the answers portion to my Q&A. I had the questions video up for maybe 4 or 5 days now, and now I'm going to go ahead and do this to answer those questions. Alright, I'm going to start, and the Tesla Effect 11 asked me quite a few questions actually. He said, what's your current favorite video game? My current favorite video game right now, it's probably still Mass Effect. Even though I don't play it as much as I used to, that's just my current favorite game at the moment. And it's subject to change, obviously. And what games are you currently playing? What games am I currently playing? Right now, to be honest with you, I haven't really been playing as much as I used to. But I have been playing my 3DS, and I've been playing Pokemon X and Mario Kart 7. I want to get the newer consoles because I want to play a lot of the newer games like Titanfall. And I do want to play the new Mario Kart 8 that's coming out. So I do kind of want a Wii U too. So yeah, right now all I've been playing is Pokemon X, and from time to time when I log on to my Xbox 360, I play either Call of Duty or Mass Effect, or I play the free games of the month with Xbox Gold. And that has been the Hitman Absolution, and then it was the Tomb Raider Guardian of Light. And what he also asked, what are your thoughts about Dragon Age Inquisition? It looks like a really good game, to be honest with you, and I can see the excitement for it and the hype for it. For me, unfortunately, I didn't really get into Dragon Age like I should have. So, not that I won't get Dragon Age Inquisition, I'll still get it. It's just, I'm a bit behind on the story, because I just didn't stay into it like I should have. And have you watched Game of Thrones? And if you did, what are your thoughts about the series? Game of Thrones, no, I haven't watched it, but I've heard a lot about it and I've seen a lot of things about it, and I will get into it eventually because that commercial that I've seen about the latest one, yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So favorite food and drink. My favorite food is seafood. I love seafood. Oh my gosh. And my favorite restaurant is Red Lobster. And any place that has a decent seafood, I love it. My favorite drink is probably lemonade, like fresh lemonade. Lemon squeezed, fresh lemons with the sugar. Oh my god. I mean, even Minute Maid lemonade, I drink that, but I would prefer lemonade just fresh from the lemons. And he also asked, what horoscope are you? And he said, silly question, but why not? Well, I was born August 4th, so that would make me a Leo, according to astrology. And my favorite movie and TV show of all time. My favorite movie, that's pretty hard because I have a lot of movies that I like that I actually would watch over and over and over. When I was little, I would watch Jurassic Park over and over and over. I would watch Lion King over, Training Day, 13 Ghosts, Butterfly Effect, the Twilight series. I have a lot of movies that I like. I really can't say which one is my favorite at the moment right now. Yeah. But my favorite TV show right now is Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I'm like so hooked on that show right now. And I do like law shows and stuff like that. And I do watch other ones. Like I watch Criminal Minds, and I watch CSI Miami. But Law and Order SVU kind of like stuck with me for some reason. Like that show is just so, the episodes just be so deep. And it's always some type of twist to it. So that's the reason why Law and Order is my current favorite show right now. And it 063 Life, I think that's how you pronounce it, asked me where can I at you on Instagram or Twitter. My Instagram and my Twitter is actually linked to my channel. So if you go to my main channel, you'll see in the corner of the banner, I'll have an icon to my Twitter and my Instagram. It's right there, and you can just click it. It'll take you straight to my Twitter, straight to my Instagram. Travis Cordero asks, what's the best class to go against the collectors? I personally feel that any class can go against the collectors, because when I do random gold or platinum games, I usually do unknown, you know, unknown gold, unknown platinum. And whatever class I want to use, that's just what I use. And it just so happened to be collectors, and I just have to use that class against the collectors. But personally, for people who might struggle against the collectors, since they have seeker plagues and seeker swarms, they can hinder you from using your casters and your abilities. So I would say maybe an engineer or a soldier class, or any class that has grenades or something that doesn't get affected by the seeker plagues. And that'll probably make things a bit easier for you against the collectors. And Travis also asked, do you play Grand Theft Auto 5? I actually stopped playing Grand Theft Auto at Vice City. I did try Grand Theft Auto 4. It was short-lived. I played it for a little bit, and I'm just like, all right, I'm getting tired of this. So with Grand Theft Auto 5, it kind of got hyped up so much to the point where I was just thinking, like, it's because they always do this. Every single time a Grand Theft Auto comes out, they hype it up. Then when you go and buy it, you play it for like maybe about a few weeks, and then you're already tired of it. At least that's how it was. That's how it is for me. So I just didn't buy into the Grand Theft Auto 5 hype, and just like I thought, the people that I do know that bought the game, they don't even play it anymore. It lasted for like maybe a couple weeks, and they didn't even play it anymore. So I just personally didn't buy it because of that. I might in the future, who knows, but I don't know. It's not really looking too likely. Savage Gamer, he asked me, how did you get introduced to the Mass Effect series? How I got introduced into the Mass Effect series, I had a friend around the time when I was still new to the Xbox 360. I had just got it. He was already well advanced in the 360, so he knew about a lot of games that I kind of I didn't really know about. I may have heard of them, but I didn't really know too much about them. So he was recommending me different games to try, and he was like, oh, you should try this game called Mass Effect. He just randomly bought it because he wanted to play a new game. So he was like, oh, let me buy Mass Effect. And he ended up falling in love with it. So he was like, man, you should really try this Mass Effect. And this was before Mass Effect 2 came out. It was only Mass Effect 1. And I'm like, at first, I'm like, no, I'm not really into alien games like that. I'm just not into that type of stuff. And I was resisting. I didn't really want to try it. I was like, no. But eventually it's like, okay, it really doesn't hurt to try new things. So I went on and tried. It took me a while to get into it. But around the time Mass Effect 2 was coming out, I decided to go ahead and just beat Mass Effect 1. And the more I got into it, the more I fell in love with it eventually. And I was like, man, I'm so happy that I actually stuck with Mass Effect on the Mass Effect 2. And what really interested me was when he said your saves can transfer into the next game and change your game with Mass Effect 2. And that kind of interested me, like, really? So I kind of just got into it like that, and I've just been hooked ever since. Savage Gamer also asks, who do you think would be the perfect actors to play Shepard? That's kind of difficult to say, but there has been a thing that Commander Shepard's look-alike is a Dutch model named Mark Vanderloo. And I'll go ahead and put a comparison picture up there for you so you can see. And when I looked Mark Vanderloo up, I realized that he kind of really doesn't look like Commander Shepard. He only looked like him in that one picture. and it's like it was him when he was a lot younger. So maybe when he was a lot younger, yeah, he looked like Commander Shepard, but now he kind of like doesn't really favor him too much. So I personally say the closest person to look like Commander Shepard is the Mark Vanderloo guy in his younger years. He looked almost identical to Commander Shepard. So I guess that's who it would be, Mark Vanderloo, because when I looked at other celebrities, it's like something was missing, and Mark Vanderloo kind of like hit the nail right on the head. Like he was right on spot almost with Commander Shepard. So yeah, Elvis Mauricio, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if it's not. He asked, "Why you exist only in my mind?" That slogan actually just came out of nowhere. Actually, I was thinking of a new gamer tag because I always pick gamer tags like Royal Enigma or Alluring Mystique, something, I don't know, something mythical or mystical or something. I said mythical. Something mystical or something puzzling like Enigma, abstract, and I just felt I exist only in your mind. I just felt that slogan what fit perfectly with the whole attitude, like abstract, enigma. Oh, it just adds to that mysteriousness that I try to keep. And the squid, wait, the squidgy one, I think that's how you pronounce it. The squidgy one said, "How did you come up with the YouTube name Lady Abstract?" Lady Abstract was something that, because for a long time, my YouTube name and my gamer tag was Royal Enigma. And then I wanted to change it to something different. And I figured, maybe something on the lines of Enigma, but not exactly that. I wanted to get away from that word, but still keep the same concept. So abstract was what I thought to come up with, and the lady is just to put emphasis on, Lady Abstract. It could have been something else like Royal Abstract, but that wouldn't have made sense. So I just thought, I guess Lady Abstract would be better, because I was kind of like just trying to think up things like, hey, maybe I should put lady in front, or maybe the abstract or something. But to me, Lady Abstract just made more sense, and it just fit well with me. It just fit better. And Hell Geth asks, as I do like Geth races on Mass Effect, do you like them? If so, why? Yes, the Geth is actually my favorite race in Mass Effect. And the reason why is because I always liked the idea of a machine race. Not like the Reapers, of course, but just a machine race with some type of honor or some type of human or organic characteristics. So I kind of liked the Geth because they were so precise, and then at the same time they kept their robotic attitudes. Yeah, they did get brainwashed by the Reapers, but a lot of races did get brainwashed by the Reapers, not just the Geth. So yeah, you have those Geth heretics that were following Sovereign. They thought of him as some type of god, but I just looked at it like they used to revere their own creators as gods until they turned on them, and then they didn't have any type of thing to look up to. But then when the Sovereign came, he offered that to them, and then it's like they had new leaders to follow. And I think they were just designed to be followers of masters type thing, because the Quarians made them to, be their servants or something like that. So they automatically look for something to serve. That's how I kind of view it. So when Sovereign came, he offered them that, and they took it. But other than that, though, I do like the Geth because I feel that they are a bit different from the main races, because they have organic characteristics, and it seems as though they have emotions, and even though they don't, it just would seem that way. And I'm talking about the friendly Geth, not the brainwashed Geth here. And And I kind of like that. And plus, Legion is my favorite character too, so that just added more to it. So that's the reason why. And Patrick Samazer, I really don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. He asks, how long have you been gaming and how did you start? I've been gaming since I was 6 years old. My mama, she bought me a Super Nintendo, but I don't remember if it was for my birthday or if it was for Christmas. But I know she bought me one, and the very first game I ever had was called Mickey Mania. And yeah, I would play Mickey Mania, and that was the first game I ever owned. Then eventually I would get more games here and there for the Super Nintendo. And then one day my stepdaddy, he bought a Nintendo 64. So that I moved on from the Super Nintendo onto the Nintendo 64. But on the Super Nintendo, I played games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. And the reason why is because my cousins also had a Super Nintendo. So they would let me borrow some of their games and it would go like that. And then I would just play. But I would play mostly fighting games on my Super Nintendo. Then the 64 came. I think my stepdaddy, his cousin let him have it and all the games that was with it. So he had like maybe 60 something games to go with the Nintendo 64. And this was like later when the 64 was already out and well established and everything. So I had Star Fox. I had all of your classic games like GoldenEye, all of that stuff. And I would play. And then my cousins also ended up getting a Nintendo 64. So we would trade off games. Like, oh, let me borrow this game for that game. And, stuff like that. And I didn't really get a PlayStation. I moved on from Nintendo 64 to the GameCube. I got a GameCube for Christmas, I think. And then another Christmas after that, I had a few games here and there for the GameCube. But my mama came, and she had like a big stack of games one day. On Christmas, like 12 in the morning, she came walking into our room with a huge stack of Nintendo GameCube games. And I was like, oh my God, is she trying to keep me in the house? But yeah, I was really happy about that. And I was in my whole GameCube thing. Then when I got to high school, I kind of wasn't playing video games that much in high school. Because in high school, there's just so much going on that you're not really thinking about stuff like that. I was playing here and there, but then it would go like about a year before I would play a game, or I would play a monthly interviews or every 4 months or something like that. But the longest I think in high school that I hadn't played the game was probably 2 school years straight or whatever. So yeah, then I finally, my senior year in high school, I finally bought a PlayStation 2. Finally. And then I played games like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. I was just playing different games that I probably should have played a long time ago. And then finally, after that, I was kind of still on the GameCube and still on the PlayStation 2. And I graduated high school in like 2008. So the Xbox 360 and the PS3 were already out. I was just still on the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube at the time. And I didn't even have an internet connection either at that time. So my friend ended up wanting me to get a Xbox 360 because I was confused. I was going to get a PlayStation 3 at first because I already had a PlayStation 2 and I was ready to move on to the next gen. But eventually I got talked into getting a 360 because all my friends had a 360 and I wanted to play games with them like Halo and stuff like that. And I'm actually happy I made that decision because if I hadn't gotten the 360, I would have never gotten into Mass Effect. I would have never gotten into half of the games that I'm into now. So, at the end of the day, it was a good decision, and that's my whole history on how I started to become a gamer. And PowerStream asked, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, YouTube-wise and personal-wise? 5 years from now, personal-wise, I see myself owning maybe little businesses here and there, taking talents and hobbies and making money off of those. I want to be kind of sort of an entrepreneur, but still have a main job that is like my main source of income. But on the side, have different strains of income coming in too, just from things that I like to do, like hobbies or something like that. So I'm going to stick in the medical because that's what I'm in right now, working in hospitals, and that's going to be my main income. But then also find other ways to make income. Maybe get into photography, maybe get into writing music or something like that, and selling the sheet music. Just little things here and there, small little personal businesses that I could do, you know, on my own within my home or something like that. And YouTube wise, I do see myself getting really far in YouTube, especially after I find my niche, the thing that's just, because I feel that I personally don't have it yet. I just, you know, I upload for my subscribers and I kind of just try to entertain and come up with new ideas. But sooner or later, I'm going to come up with something that's just it. And it's just the thing that's going to be the thing that's going to make people want to just stay subscribed or want to even subscribe anyway. And I feel that everyone has their little thing that they're known for. When it comes to like many big YouTubers, they always have that one thing that they're known for. And that's just what I'm trying to find, what I'm trying to build right now, is what I can be known for. Anyways, that wraps up my Q&A answers portion. And I hope you guys enjoyed this and have a nice day.